So if you look at the fall 2024 class, the total is 5,550 between Cedar Valley High School and Westlake High School. Westlake is 3,000. I think the largest they've ever been before Cedar Valley was built was 3,200, just a little bit over 3,200 at 2018. Okay. So keep that number in mind because that's the largest it's ever been. And those of you that have been out there to Westlake know what that was like when it was 3,200. So with ninth grade out, so that'll be next year. So just for your consideration, with ninth grade out right now, Cedar Valley High School will be at 2,400. So for the timing of that, middle school was critical for us to be able to reduce the growth there at Cedar Valley. So if you look at fall 2025, Westlake, you can see continues to grow. 31.6. 2026, they're at 3,200. And then at 2027, they're at 3,290. So that would officially be more than what they've been ever. Yes.
And what happens if we hit the fall for 2029 projections and fall of 2025?
I think, yeah, we would definitely have to look at that, and we would have to either do a boundary adjustment, or we have to get real creative. Now I don't even know if there's space brink up there to be able to put another satellite. Westlake High School, that's not good.
No. Not unless you put it on the football field.
The obvious is we would have to do a boundary adjustment, right? Shift some of those students to Cedar Valley High School, which would increase the bus and other considerations. 2032, the three high schools, I mean, big number. This is pretty high. I mean, the only thing that we could think of from a facility standpoint is this isn't built would have to be doing a feasibility study. That I believe we have property out there at Cedar Valley where it was going to be west transportation. We could possibly put a satellite out there, do a boundary adjustment, and push a lot of it out there. That's getting ultra creative. But that's about the only thing from a facility standpoint that we thought in this process to mitigate that.
Again, I just want to make clear that these are based on last year's projections. They're not reflective of the reality of what was grown at the middle schools and the high school.
And the challenge is, again, we won't have those projections until November. Yeah.
So is there a recommendation from staff or business services at this point as to which option they think is better?
No, since we don't know all the specifics of can the board do a lease revenue bond if there's a split passed?
If there's a division in November, there's something in the law that prevents us from doing any kind of bond, correct?
Craig, I think our interpretation of that is there are limitations. If there is a vision in November, there are limitations with respect to a lease revenue bond. Increment funding could still occur up until the 26th, 20
year prior to commencement or
educational services.
Which would be which year?
27.
26, 27. If they start educational services in 27, 28, then we could not do increments in 26, 27.
Yeah, and I still don't know that we're reading the code right on that, on the 53G3. 303 or whatever, because it's saying a new school district and a reorganized school district can impose a property tax before the fiscal year. But that's not ASD.
Well, I thought the language was we would be considered the reorganized at that point.
But those are new boards. That's not us.
They don't take place until 2027.
No, but it's saying that like when those school board members are elected in 2025, they cannot go in and impose a property tax the year before. That's how I'm reading it.
Please.
We just may need to see clarification on that one. I don't know that that's accurate.
And when do we have to have a decision which way we're going? Because I'm just really nervous on the projection numbers that we're going to put larger than we numbers show.
The board would need to figure out the funding and what they want to do with that. I think our plan is to begin, if there is funding in place, to begin this spring. So the high school, if there's the funding, is in place.
So you're saying, I think what I'm hearing is it's not a thing to begin building without all the money in place.
We would need to look into that. There would be some challenges on securing that contract a bit and everything without.
So, but the blue box doesn't show all of the funding by spring, so that one doesn't have a 2020.
Which one?
The blue box?
This blue box or this
Yeah.
green one?
The blue.
The blue has the full amount through FY27. Because it has, but that has to requires 4.6 more increments next August, and those would be funding coming in at 25 million, 26 million more for 2 more years to make up that 50 million, 51.
Does it go, if all of our increments go to one project, is there money somewhere else to work on any other projects, or is this is it for that one district?
This one here, like putting the 4.59, all those, it would be all increments in the building fund would be going towards that one. So if there was, but this one down here, if we were to do a $75 million lease revenue bond, that would leave, but it would still only leave about 8 million per year, because you're going to have all of those increments, the 4 increments plus a payment. It's going to pull out of the 2.37 increments because there's a payment for 20 years to pay for that. So it doesn't leave a lot left, about 8 million per year.
So not enough to build school.
So it would take
Through it.
it would take about 4 years of that left to build as elementary.
Yes, about limits. Yeah.
It's not a pretty picture, is it?
Challenges.
There are needs everywhere. This is a huge, urgent need, but there are needs other places. So I think we need to really be mindful of that and really look at other areas of the district as well and what we can do for them going forward. They still have bats that must grow expo back to monitoring.
Scope.
I can tell you this, the new air conditioning system was really appreciated.
That suits that. A huge difference.